Was that painful for you?
I don't know, man. Are we live or is this a recording? I mean,
we're finally live. Oh my goodness!
Holy snapping! I bust my keister to get
I
here.
know. It's because you're like, if I don't get there soon, he's going to be texting me.
He's going to be mad at
me. Are you coming?
100%.
Whatever. I don't know.
Almost there.
We can just go out on the ice and scrap it out. That's what apparently everybody else does around here.
Holy snapping, what a period of hockey that was.
It was so, London, the game against London was so intense that Jay Peckham had to go on Facebook and rant about what he saw out there. Before we let him do that, hello everybody, welcome to the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. Myself, David Burrows, and my friend Jay Peckham here, ready to take on the Guelph Storm. Well, we're not us, but the Sting are.
Sure.
Well, Jay Peckham probably would.
I would do it.
I know you would. You'd take one for the team.
I'm up for a challenge. Yes, I would.
Yeah. Well, the challenge is on tonight. Again, Guelph Storm, a team to, everybody's in position now to go like everything really counts. We can't afford to take our foot off that vertical pedal in the car.
Nope.
We got to keep going. Now, we will talk about tonight, but everybody on Sportsnet and TSN are talking about this hockey game that happened between London. You've experienced way more hockey than me, and I have never seen a game like that.
And I still haven't even processed everything that went on. I just, there's the fan in me that wants to go, yay, Sarnia,
we had some good fights.
We had some good fights and, that kind of thing. But then there's the other part of me that's, I watch hockey and I'm a strategist and I like
He's going to blame it on the referees.
Well, no, I'm not so sure that necessarily had anything to do with the referees. Do I think the referees made all the right calls? No, but holy crap.
Yeah, they were sooner out of the penalty box. One was out and two were in.
There was a moment, honestly, Dave, where I looked down and there were more Knights in the box and in the dressing room than there were on the bench, and there were only 3 players on the ice. I mean, it was just I don't get. Hey, Corey.
How you doing, man? Go Sting.
Go Sting. But I don't know, how does a game devolve to that? Truthfully, how does London stay near the top of our league with gameplay like that? This was. Now, don't get me wrong. I know Dale Hunter was.
Here we go.
An aggressive player when he was.
They call that the Hunter period?
Show. Yeah. Well, I call that Hunter hockey.
Right.
It's that, push them till they break and then take advantage.
All right. Well, it's no secret. The Battle of the 402 is a thing. We even promote it as the Battle of the 402,
sure.
Right? So
but it doesn't mean have to be a real battle.
Well, go watch the cross.
Weapons in there.
We were just talking about it upstairs. I was talking with my friends Joe and Bruce. Joe's like, well, look at rugby. There's 2 teams. This happens all the time. I don't know. I just think the reason we're all so intensely talking about this, it was unexpected. We expected some aggression between the Sting and the London Knights.
Yes.
I want to go back to period 1 and 2 where, the first period, it was we came out strong and hard. Boom, boom. We're haha.
Yep.
Because normally they're talking about the Sarnia Sting behind their back saying, if you get down to Sarnia, get the first 2 goals in on them, take this guy and that guy out, you're golden. And that was the other way around this time.
No.
Good for the
first
Sting.
Period was much better than the second period.
Then, coming into the second period, that's when we saw the London Knights poking the bear, trying to reel the Sarnia Sting in. And the Sarnia Sting, I thought, resisted very well in that second period.
I thought so too.
There are some times you still got to get in there, but they held it off. And then the third period comes about.
Did they call that a can of whoop-ass? Can we say that?
Sure you can. It was from the whistle. And I'm telling you, I was upstairs watching, looking down.
Oh my goodness!
I could hear the players talking to each other. It was reading their lips, okay, you're next.
Yeah.
And it was just, insane.
It was crazy, crazy.
Many will say that was amazing hockey, longest period ever, like 47 minutes to play the last period.
Oh my God.
And then I've heard some say shouldn't have been allowed to happen.
Should not have been allowed to happen.
Well,
Dave. That's my opinion.
Then again, others would say, that's hockey.
Well, and you know what?
You can't change it was just said to me literally 10 minutes ago. You can't change your refereeing just because it's London and Sarnia.
No, and right? I wasn't expecting the refereeing to change. Because, given what they had to work with, frankly, I think the refs did a hell of a job.
Right.
Don't ever tell a referee I said that, because then I'm going to ruin my reputation.
I'm clipping this and sharing. I'm texting them all later.
But I'm telling you, I think that given what the person who should be absolutely flat out embarrassed is Dale Hunt. That should be an embarrassment to this man. I don't mind playing a little aggressive hockey, right? And I don't even mind, that little bit of jabbing and poking that eventually, sends somebody over the edge. I get that. There's a time and a place for that. But the entirety of the third period, are you kidding me? And it's like, okay, well, we're down 3 more players. Let's send 3 new guys out to go, get thrown out into the penalty box.
Well, you got your money's worth.
Oh my God, it was terrible.
All right.
For a strategic hockey, that's not what it's going to take. You come up against a lot of other teams playing like that, you're not going to get anywhere.
All right. Okay, now we got that out. So now let's talk about. We're going to skip.
I need to take a deep breath?
We're going to skip tonight's game just for a moment because now, pushing forward into Sunday, the London Knights are back in town again. Do we expect to see payback and revenge and all that stuff? Because we have seen it where these two teams have been aggressive, and then the next game, not one penalty.
Well,
what are your predictions?
I think we're going to see a different game. Will it be penalty-free? I doubt it. But on the other hand, I don't think it's going to get as bad as it was the other night.
Well,
that's
hope
my
not.
prediction. I hope not too.
All right.
I want to see the Sting play and beat these guys at their own game and play a good, strong period. 3 periods of Sarnia Sting hockey, which I think is good. I think the good things that did come out of the other night was Ty Voigt finally found the back of the net and he lit it up. You. And I just, I love that. I hope he got a taste for it. I hope he likes it, and I want to see way more of that from him.
Well, if you watch the post-game press conference, actually Barry Wright asked the question. He said, it was nice to see you shooting that puck. Is this something you've been wanting to do? Or he said, did the coaching staff tell you to start shooting the puck? And he was like, sometimes it's just about timing and the right thing. He goes, I'm not afraid to shoot the puck. He goes, but I really like to see others have the opportunity. So we can say that he has given many other players the opportunity to shoot the puck. But now that he's got a taste for it, he's got a taste, maybe that'll be like...
step up there.
We'll see what happens there. So congratulations to Ty Voigt on that hat trick. And well earned for sure. And now seeing the results of what happens, like you've been saying for months now, what happens when Ty Voigt shoots that puck. All right, keys to the game here. Executing on special teams.
Yeah, and I think, we've seen a steady ramp up of that. I mean, with the number of power plays we did get, we capitalized. And I think that trend has been getting a little stronger. I think they're starting to find the right matchups for doing that in terms of penalty kill and the power play. Our power play is scoring. Our penalty kill is doing a good job of keeping the puck out of the net and keeping it away from our goaltender. And I'm expecting to see that continue. I mean, it couldn't get worse because I think we were 18th in the league for our power play.
Yeah.
And we were, not far off of that mark with our PK. So, I think we've been, moving up the charts, and I'd like to see that continue.
For sure. We got to get on the board early, which is something that is been conversed about for a long time.
Yeah,
we saw that
absolutely.
happen with the London Knights. Here we were, first 2 goals, boom, boom, where we go. And like I said before, we've heard Coach Letang say it, and others have said, it's a rumor around the OHL. If you can take out the first 2 goals against the Sting, you stand a pretty good chance. So
yeah, and you know what? I think related to that, but not part of it, is also, frankly, we just need to prevent them from scoring. Let's not get behind. We don't want to give up goals in the first 2 minutes of the period and have to play from behind all game, because I think that sets, oh my goodness, who let them in here?
Friends of yours?
Those are my kids.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez. Anyway, but I think, if we get behind, you play with that mindset. We're playing behind, we're down. And I don't think that's a good mindset to work with. I think, you get on that board early, even if it's just 1 goal. Just get the first one out of the way, and then it sets the tone for the game.
For sure.
And let's see a more positive tone.
And what about a strong back check? That's the third tip there.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's a really great point, Dave, from a number of perspectives. I mean, I think that we have defensemen that are trying to be forwards, and forwards that are having to be defensemen and stuff
Play
like
your
that.
position.
You know what? Play your position, I think, is a big thing. But what that also implies is you got to be where you need to be in order to get, to prevent things from happening, as well as make things happen.
Right.
And I think that's the back check we're talking about, is that if our defense is off the blue line and pretending to try to be a center, that's not a strong position, and it leaves our defense wide open, and then our forwards have to cover that, and all of a sudden you got this great big mismatch, and it just, that kind of stuff doesn't end up well. So yeah.
Right. Some key points in there, and now let's talk about our starting lineup. Where did it go? Right there. So we've got Nemesnikov, Hill, and Sekic on a line.
Yep, and I like that. I mean, Hill and Sekic they've been playing really, really well together on the line. So I like that. And frankly, even the other night, I want to say my hat's off to Nemesnikov, because you know what? I think he had a fairly strong game against London, and it was nice to see him getting more aggressively involved in the game. And,
now, that being said,
too.
we've had a lot of conversations about Nemesnikov over the last while. Beginning of the season, we had high expectations. I remember I said to you, I'm hearing things like, just wait, But it was also pointed out to me after the other day's game, after London Knights. Here's a guy, though, that really has only played like 47 games in this season yet. So there's still a lot to come from him. Would we have said similar things about Ryan McGregor? Because in the beginning, it wasn't Ryan McGregor the way we knew it. And then into the following year, playing more games, more experience, then the gates are open.
Yeah, but I think there was room for us to set the bar high for Nemesnikov. He was a key pickup, and when we got him and brought him to the Sting, it cost us a fair chunk in terms of draft and whatever that trade would look like. I don't remember specifically, but I remember it being. I remember looking at it going, wow, this kid must be good if we're giving up that much to get him here. So, naturally right off the hop with a trade like that, you're going to set that bar high and the expectation high, even though he's a new guy. And I just don't think that he's ever, quite met our expectations in terms of that. But, I think at least in the London game and in the last couple of games, we've seen him have a little more fire in his belly, and he's busy and he's in there. And I thought in that very aggressive game against London, he's not a big guy,
No, he's
but
not.
he was man, like, I remember
5'7".
I remember him picking on a guy that was almost twice his height.
At the very beginning of the season, I do remember that. It's like,
so,
okay, here we go.
He's certainly not shy, and I like that. I think we can start looking and seeing him develop a little bit.
So Burke, Voigt, and Dan is the next line there, and this is a strong one. And from my professional notes here, like Nolan Burke, in 4 games against the Storm, had 3 goals and an assist, right? So that's huge for us. And now you put together with Voigt and Dan, we've seen, of course, going back to Ty Voigt and his hat trick. Are we going to see, and we're looking at these lineups here, and we're talking about Namestnikov and Voigt finally doing some things. Is this a Pandora's box, like in a positive way? Has this opened things up now? It's like, wow, I got a hat trick, and you got some goals, and here we go.
Well, it could be. I mean, I'm not so sure I would say Pandora's box at this point yet, but, I've always seen Burke as being that kind of a clutch player. When we needed him in the beginning of the season, he stepped up and did the job admirably. He was scoring a lot of goals and stuff like that. And then, as we kind of coasted through some of that losing streak and stuff like that, we didn't see much of anybody, including Burke. And, now I think we can see him sort of ramping up his play a little more again. And I think, he's one of those strong clutch players. I think he adapts well to the circumstances and fills in where he needs to.
All right. Well, expected to be great hockey tonight.
I'm hoping.
And who knows what the fans are feeling after the other game here. But no matter how great it was, how dirty it was, or whatever you want to call it, it's Hakuna Matata. It's in the past. You got to let that one go. We come out great at an 8-3 score there. And now tonight, we know we can beat the Guelph Storm. We've been able to in the past. Let's see if they come out with those first 2 goals right away that we talked about. They know they got to get in order to get their skates on the ice properly, and then we'll take it from there. I think there's some
Hakuna Matata, baby.
Right? Hakuna Matata. Right? Means no worries.
No worries.
So I think we're really set up here with these lines, too. I have to agree with a lot of what you said there.
Yeah.
These lineups we've been waiting for some of these lineups to finally happen.
For sure.
And now, given the opportunity, it's up to the
They're
Sarnia
gelling
Sting.
well, for sure. It's nice to see them.
But now here's the opportunity, guys. Now take advantage of that opportunity
100%.
and embrace it. All right.
100%.
Great advice from Jay Peckham, me, whatever. I just go with it. We're 6 minutes away from the Sarnia Sting getting out on the ice here at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena against the Guelph Storm. We'll be back here at the end of first period intermission. And don't forget, at the end of tonight's game, we'll also have the post-game press conference. All right, that's it for me. I'm David Burrows on behalf of my friend Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!